All right, we're back on the Scary Value podcast. I didn't have an intro, and it went exactly as I expected it to go.
There is no intro. It's Christmas.
Well, I mute it for 10 seconds so that we don't lose the beginning as we have on occasion before. And you both just started having conversations that from my end, all I can hear is...
Well, just use your actual ears, not your mechanical ears.
Not your Mickey Mouse ears.
That's what I was writing to Mickey Mouse. So this is Christmas.
Is that Paul McCartney?
No, it's Michael Bublé. Or Mariah Carey.
Or Anna Kendrick in that second movie.
I'm pretty sure it's John Lennon. So we had fun with that.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney has the worst Christmas song of all time.
Which one is it?
Simply having wonderful Christmas time.
I heard that on the way to drop off the kids, and you know what? You're right.
It is the worst.
It's pretty bad.
Well, it's not as sleepy as like Silent Night.
It's true, but it's more
Speaking
annoying
of.
than any of them. I think that, so this is Christmas is the first line of Happy Xmas War is over.
I don't even know that one.
That's the John Lennon song.
Oh, yeah.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done?
I got that.
Yeah, that's all I know of the song.
All right, that's all I knew.
He was shot.
Through the heart?
Something. The old and the young. I don't know.
So this is Kitty's idea for an episode.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
And you said we were going to have to all pick a Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. And despite this being a horror movie podcast, that was not stipulated it had to be a horror movie.
Rules lawyer.
Yeah.
I picked a horror movie.
You did.
Pete picked a horror movie.
He did.
And Kitty picked,
Die Hard.
which is the best of the three movies. There's no denying it.
No, there really
No,
isn't.
It really is the best.
I realized that you picked one, Brian. You said this is a fun one. You put some thought behind it.
I
Kitty,
hated it.
You
Cool.
put a shocking amount of thought into
Yes,
going
I
with
did.
your original choice.
Was that? I
think it
I thought
was.
Silent Night was my.
Well, okay, you
original.
switched over, I guess, for a minute there, but
Yeah.
and then I realized after thinking about it that I only picked It's a Wonderful Knife because I like puns, and it was a new movie I haven't seen, so I wanted to see it.
And you like Justin Long.
And I like Justin. I forgot he was in it though, so I was very excited when he appeared.
He actually went, "Hey, it's Justin Long."
I did that every time somebody you told me was in the movie appeared. I said, "Hey."
And that's the long and the short of it.
About that movie. Good pun. I hate you, and you're not even a father.
That was Pete's Christmas present.
Thank you.
Good.
You're welcome. So, Kitty hated my movie. I expected
I
her
did.
to.
And your movie was?
Better Watch Out.
I knew that.
Yes.
With the twerpy kid named Luke, who's a psychopath, and the whole point of the movie is so his mom hugs him
Yep.
at the end.
I didn't get that because I don't get things like that.
No, he doesn't get away with it.
No,
He may have.
He doesn't get away with it.
So
You don't have to infer very hard into the end of the movie to figure out what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
he's going to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd
And
like a
check on
sequel.
Ashley.
That's a sequel sound. So
A sequel called Should Have Watched Out.
better watch out.
We're starting with that one.
Yeah.
Why not? What else
Why
are we
not?
going to start with? You guys
don't know.
jumped right into
Well,
Why
it.
did you
let's
pick your
let's
movie?
end with the best one.
Because I haven't seen it, and it was a pun, and that was it.
Okay,
and you
we'll
said
start
it was kind of good.
We'll start with Better Watch Out. I'll do the plot because everyone's going to do their own plot.
I just did the plot.
There's more to it than that.
Not really.
It opens like a standard Christmas movie where Putty and Virginia Madsen are parents.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Not good parents, as it turns out.
I like Putty.
And then the hot babysitter comes over, and the kid's who's like going to be 13 has a crush on her, and there's going to be a home invasion. But it turns out that was staged so that we can just see the full unleashing of a 12-year-old psychopath,
13.
almost 13.
And okay.
I
First
gave-
question.
I gave you this movie to watch because I want you to understand this is what Sam will be in just 4 years.
No, he's well-meaning. And, you know, he hasn't decided if he likes girls yet, so he might be okay.
He's going to be bigger than this kid. I know that.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
gonna be able to do more
100%.
damage.
Sam's going to be like 6'5".
I don't think Sam's destruction will come from a place of anger.
No, Sam's,
No.
Sam's very much like we saw in Godzilla -1, where it's like it's a natural thing. You can't help it. It's what it is.
It's like a tornado shaped like a boy.
Yes.
Pretty much. Okay, Putty.
Yes.
Did you think he was saying inappropriate things to the babysitter?
No, I think he's just a dad who just thinks he's being funny
Fair.
to a younger person.
Okay, I thought he was like borderline creepy.
I didn't think so at all. I thought that
Okay.
he's just an
It was a disagreement me and Pete had on it
I
this morning.
agree with you, Brian.
I found him to say some off-putting things.
The reason I'll say
But-
that is because I don't think that the movie does a lot of subtlety.
No, and I didn't think it was subtle when he did it, but
Oh,
clearly, like, I'm the only one who picked up on it.
think
So
he was just a goofy
maybe
dad.
it wasn't there.
Yeah, I see. That was my take on it too, just based on everyone's reactions.
A cringy dad.
Her
Yeah,
reaction
a
was like
cringy dad.
tolerance, like
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is what he's like. She wasn't off put or
Well, although one thing we know about his wife, not a hugger.
No.
So maybe he does need to.
I did not catch that was the whole point.
It's not the whole point, but
Yeah.
it is how she fells him in the end, in a way.
Yeah.
But it was
That's
his
how it comes across
motivation.
in the
That's
end.
all he wanted was that hug. That's why he killed everyone.
Basically, I
Right.
love the movie because a paint can to kills a dude in the head, and it's
That
amazing.
guy did not deserve to die that way.
Well, this is
he
a horror
was set
movie.
up to be like a terrible boyfriend, and then he comes in and he's like, "I'm proud of you. I'm going to miss you so much. You're a great person." And then he gets murdered by a paint can.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I felt bad for him.
That was a pretty good kill. I think that was a better kill than anything I saw in It's a Wonderful Knife.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that movie in a second.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about the movie is that I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a home invasion movie. And then when he slaps her down the steps, I'm like, this took a turn. And you
Yeah.
can tell there's something off about the kid, but not like that.
I did.
He joyfully.
I had the same. I went in there knowing nothing about the movie. So Kitty says that she saw it early. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's clearly." I mean, the kid's a dick, but I didn't know he was going to be the bad guy. I was taken by surprise.
Well,
was
and
t-
it's implied in the movie when he has that like heartbeat thing that he clearly slept with when he was
Right.
like a little kid, and
The
he's
soothing
13.
machine?
Yeah, the soothing machine that's a heartbeat. He's 13 or 12 going on 13 and still using it to fall asleep at night.
Yeah.
Like he has mommy issues.
Sure.
So fuck you, anyone, if you have one of those rain sounds to help you fall asleep at night. There's something wrong with you, according to
Oh,
Kitty.
this was like an in-womb thing.
No,
That-
it's just that little noise soother.
This was just a John Hughes movie, though. You got the cleaning up of Ferris Bueller's Day Off at the end, trying to beat the parents home. You got the Home Alone all over the place, except it's played realistically.
Yes.
This is just a love letter to John Hughes.
Oh, another thing me and Pete argued about. Was the kid cackling and laughing really hard when he came downstairs after he paint canned the guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I thought there
okay.
was a point where he was kind of shocked that he actually killed somebody.
No, I don't think so.
right,
That's the other
then.
kid. Maybe you can't tell the kids apart.
I don't know. They were all annoying, and I was happy when they were dead. One of the rare times I was pleased when childs were murdered.
I really wanted that kid to die. I wanted there to be midway through, maybe prior to the paint can or just after, another serial killer show up.
Well, you're
And-
supposed to not like the kids, so I feel like your gripe is something that the movies want you to feel.
Well, no, not
Well, right.
usually.
I do want him to die right away, but I'm just saying, I think I would have enjoyed the movie more if there would have been another serial killer.
How would it have made any sense?
I don't care. It's a horror movie. They don't have to make sense.
Oh, how dare you?
It was Scream 7 the whole time.
What did you think?
Loomis was there.
I liked it because I did not see the twist coming, so it was fun. Which it should mean I like a lot of things because I don't see a lot of things coming usually. But it's one of those rare ones that worked because the kid is such a dick. I'm not going to go. I thought she was dead too.
Yeah.
I thought she was completely
yeah.
dead, and then I thought the ending was going to be that Putty and Virginia Madsen come home like again and have to clean.
That would have been a better ending too.
That is the plot of Spoonful of Sugar that came out on Shudder this year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Same.
Where a babysitter who is trying to infiltrate their lives, steal the man, get the family for herself. And the kid is very attached to her and detached from the parents. And then he murders her. And they're just like, got to bury another one. And it's all a part of their sick way to keep the kid just...
Entertained.
Under control
Yeah.
and entertained.
And it was a pretty good movie.
All right.
All right.
So
I
maybe you
had
should
it-
watch that one instead because you'll get what you want from killing the bad guy.
Hey, I mean, I want. Oh, okay. You know what else would have been a good ending is if he fell off the roof and just broke his neck. Like no cleanup happened. He's just trying to hide or whatever, and he just breaks his neck.
I just feel like storyline, narratively, it wouldn't be.
No,
But also, I don't care.
There were two killers, and then one of them rolled off the deck there at the end
then-
and died. But what happens to the other killer?
He just wanders off,
Oh, okay, as they do.
as they do. No final girl. Everybody dead. The parents get home, and they're like, ah!
I like he got his hug,
He did get his hug.
and then he
Yeah.
discovered that it's all going to hit the fan for him. I enjoyed that ending a lot.
Unless he
Oh,
gets
yeah.
to the hospital on time.
Yeah.
He's not going to get to the hospital.
Oh, that's an answer for the sequel, sir.
Should've
be
known
able
better.
to get
Should've
in
watched
the
that.
room alone in order to do anything to her because she's going to be guarded anyway.
Yep.
Would you like to know who the best boy was on this movie?
Oh, you wrote them all down?
Of course I did. What do you think I do with my time?
Yeah, it was a best boy.
It wasn't Luke?
No.
No.
Oh, here's what's fun.
He
I
was
don't know where I
extremely
put the notes.
punchable. I have to add that. Like, he's a good actor because I wanted to punch him in the face so hard.
Well,
You lost the best boy?
I did. Talk amongst yourselves.
This is the one thing that you try to bring to the show, and it's entertaining every time.
The one thing, don't think I haven't forgotten about the Nick Cage news.
Oh, for Christmas?
Fuck, I was hoping you'd forget.
Do you have Nick Cage Christmas news?
I don't
It's got to
really.
be Christmas related if you want it on this one.
All right. Cage quiz hot shots. What?
You're just making shit up.
How many Christmas movies has Nicolas Cage been in?
You don't have the answer to it.
I bet you I do.
17.
3.
Kitty, the answer is 2. One of them was Trapped in Paradise, which was filmed up in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and I was there. The other one was some movie.
That's been a Nick Cage news.
Yep. Good. Did you mute him?
No, you muted my button, though.
Oh.
I was okay with that being muted.
So
I think it's time to find a new Nick Cage quote.
I'm
was the
still
best
looking for. Oh, you made me do something, and I can't do 2 things at once. So, goddamn.
Obviously.
Well, I can get rid of all my Nick Cage stuff. Although I heard that he says he's only got 3 or 4 movies left in him.
brought this up on the podcast before.
He just said it though.
He said that he was thinking of leaving films to spend more time with his family, and then cried about it.
Yeah, but then he put an actual number on it. Like, I only got 3 or 4 left.
But he said he'd go to TV, so I don't know what you're worried about. You get more
Okay,
Nick
but
Cage.
going back to the movies while he's doing this shit, what was your favorite part of that movie?
Oh, the paint can thing is amazing.
The paint can thing.
It's amazing.
Like, end of story.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's what should have happened in Home Alone. That should have been, like, you're trying to rewrite this horror movie. I'm going to rewrite that John Hughes movie and be like, what should have happened is these people should have been murdered multiple times.
They should
and he
have
should
been
be in
dead.
prison.
Yeah. But no, I'm not trying to rewrite it. I just think there were things I would have liked it how bleh. I would have liked it to have ended differently or run differently, and that's fine.
Tom Doyle was the best boy.
Tommy
of Better
Doyle?
Watch
Oh,
Out.
one of the
Tommy Doyle.
Doyles.
Tommy Doyle, the kid from Halloween?
Yup.
Wow. Played by Paul Rudd in Curse of Michael Myers?
Part 6, the one I saw in the theater.
The ageless Paul Rudd.
You say the one I saw in the theater. We sat in the theater and watched 2 other Halloween movies together, at least.
I
He
have
doesn't remember
response to
any of
that.
them.
I don't believe any of these things have occurred.
We saw the Halloween 2018 in the theater when it came out, and we saw the Halloween, the original one, last year.
Oh, yeah? How long ago did we see that first one then?
5 years?
All right, then. I guess I have to take your word for it. What did I watch?
You watched Better Watch Out.
No,
I did
no,
watch
no.
Better Watch Out.
He watched.
And you didn't ask what he picked, you asked what he watched.
That's right. And I also watched some Doctor Who
Ooh, nice.
with Peter
Yeah.
Capaldi.
God.
And Die Hard.
Nice. And Die Hard.
But you
Those-
watched,
Die
you picked
Hard.
It's a Wonderful
I
Knife.
picked A Wonderful Knife because it was new and I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard it was about Christmas.
And I heard it was about Christmas. And again, a wonderful pun.
Well, you
for
gotta
A
give us the
Wonderful
plot.
Knife. The plot? Oh, man. Justin Long was the guy who killed people. And then the girl felt bad, like it's a wonderful life. And she said, I don't want to be alive. Or what if I wasn't born? And then she's not. And then Justin Long isn't dead anymore and he gets to keep killing people.
I didn't hear in the plot where Justin Long wasn't alive anymore in the first place.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty important.
Well,
She stopped a serial
it doesn't
killer
matter
from
because
serial
he's alive
killing.
again. So it worked out. It was an all right movie, I guess. It was not my favorite.
Did you pick up the thing that bothered me where her chemistry with her best friend was so much stronger than anything else in the movie?
Were you guys sharing a mind?
100%.
I thought it was some of the best friend chemistry I've ever seen on film, and then they just take it away after 20 minutes, and I'm like, this whole movie should be about getting that back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was good chemistry. I did like Bernie though.
Yeah, that's all
Right, nothing
fine.
against her.
But I couldn't believe that they had something that strong and they didn't do anything to change it.
No,
Like,
they were like, no, this is the script.
Yeah.
She's got to die.
And then at the end, because it's a parody of or a knockoff of It's a Wonderful Life, she comes back and she's alive again in her present timeline, and her friend's still dead, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Pete, have you ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
A long time ago, and you know what? I don't watch it. You know why? Because I don't like that movie. I don't care about people realizing they matter.
Not
This
enough
was
Justin
his
Long.
pick, people.
That's right. I realized why I wasn't enjoying the movie as much as I should have. It's because it's a Wonderful Life, and I don't like It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, what I said to Pete when I got back from seeing it a couple months ago, when it was in theaters, where I saw it at maybe the mystery movie that Monday, I came back and I was talking to Pete about it, and I said, "There's this character that is so good, and then they kill her off."
Oh, you mentally influenced him, so later on he's going to pick up on. Oh, I see what happened here. Okay,
You know
Go
how
on.
you know how we control him,
Right, exactly.
Huh?
Over here.
What?
Over
Yeah.
here. Yep. Do the dishes.
All right, I'll be back in a sec, guys.
I asked him to clean the toilet, and he did before you came over.
He's spilling tea on the floor.
Spilling tea on what I'm doing is what you guys are doing.
Now, what I said should have happened in the movie is that when she wishes herself never to have been born, something should have happened where, because she was never born, her friend never goes to that place and never gets killed in the first place, so that she has to lose something to come back. Because
But she wouldn't be losing something.
she would if she is in the timeline where her brother is dead and she has to change it to get him back. She has to come back, but the friend's alive. Then there's an actual cost to going back. All she does is gain throughout the movie. She gains a girlfriend. She fixes everything. Her friend can't come back. But if that chemistry, because it was so good, if I was watching an hour of them doing hijinks together and then she had to say goodbye to her, it would have broken me because I loved them together.
Okay. I guess I can see it. I just
Because there was no emotional thing of like, this is going to work and everything's going to be great. And it's like, well, where's anything on that? Where's the narrative interest in that? There's no
cost in the original one either, is there? It's a dumb movie.
Pete, I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. He's like, "Oh, I changed my mind." It's like, "Yay!"
No, I get.
And then
it's
somebody
Christmas-
gets his wings.
Well, Pete said to me, "Well, it's a Christmas movie. It's got a happy ending," and I get that. Like, Better Watch Out had this amazing happy ending.
well, it didn't really. Yeah, it had a normal everyday life ending. Not Better Watch Out. That kid's a psycho, and he.
Why did Bernie remember anything?
I have no
I'm unclear
idea.
of the rules. Is it because she was near the?
I feel like she was underneath the Aurora
Yeah,
as
that's what I
well.
had to go with.
I feel like I
Yeah.
missed a couple of things too. Kitty and I both missed. Why did they suddenly think they just had to kill Joel McHale as opposed to
Yes.
still killing Justin Long?
I don't know that they thought they had to kill him, except that he was coming for them.
Oh
Right.
no, they concluded he had to die.
Well, yeah, but if-
and then that'll fix everything. It was part
And
of
then
the
they're like,
movie.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we still got to kill Justin Long over here."
But for some reason, they got really stupid, and they'd been really smart throughout the
All
entire
right,
movie.
so it wasn't. All right, I thought it was something obvious and I missed it, but it wasn't.
No, what I
No.
liked about the movie was that there's a 20-minute horror movie with the beginning, middle, and end, surprising deaths, the reveal of the killer gets caught, and then it resets. So you have information that you shouldn't have, and it makes it fun. But then they just didn't do enough with the reset that I would have liked to have had. Like, again, if her friend had been alive and the movie was, I want my life back, but it's going to be without you again, it's like there's at least a tragedy to it.
That's more poignant.
Yeah.
I think the best kill was Justin Long in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Oh, when he was electrocuted with the
Electrocuted
battery.
to death. So
Yeah, I'll agree with
everything
that.
after that was kind of like, yeah.
That's the best part of the movie is
Yeah.
that Justin Long's great in it.
Justin
That's
Long
true.
is fantastic.
He's leaning all the way into creepy Justin Long in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was, back in the 90s when Justin
Gonna
Long
talk
was
about
around.
How much he likes Justin Long.
I am going to, not Nicolas Cage like.
Are we whispering again?
No, I don't whisper anymore. I've been warned so many times, not even in the bedroom. Kitty's like, "Shout, Pete, shout."
He's
You're
got
killing
a
the
creepy
mood.
whisper.
Anyway,
Gets the mood.
I didn't like Justin Long in the 90s. I just didn't. And at some point, he creeped his way in, and I really get excited every time I see him now.
That's what he does. He creeps his way in.
Boing.
I think I first liked Justin Long on New Girl.
Maybe it was around that time he did a
Oh,
stint.
yeah.
I don't know. He's a creeper.
When ironically he does a Jimmy Stewart impression.
I don't remember his performance there.
He's trying to have romantic times with
Oh,
with
yeah.
Jess, and she's doing like an old flapper girl, and she's like, "Oh, get over here then!" And it's like, I think I like this guy. He's hilarious.
You're right.
That's really funny.
He snuck in.
Yep.
All right, but anyway, I didn't like about this movie is all of the flashing, the strobe effects that happen.
Well, you don't like that because I can't watch those parts.
Right. Because then I'm like, oh, good. I can't enjoy this movie because my wife might have a seizure.
Right.
You don't need that. What does that add to any movie? Ever.
I don't know the answer to that.
I'm angry
Okay.
at you because I'm the one who picked this movie, so it's your fault.
No, I thought, you were going to have something about why it is a good effect.
I
but-
don't remember there being strobe light effects because when I see them, I don't think of them a second time. They're like, they come
okay.
and they go.
I don't. I just get angry at you. Every time I see a strobe light,
I just,
I'm triggered to get
I
mad
can't
at
go
Bryan.
to discos anymore.
I never remember when I see them because that's not true.
You
Right?
have a seizure.
Don't watch the movie Stop Motion because there's a long scene of flashing lights. That one I
Alright.
remember. 'Cause
Already
it's a
forgotten.
very long scene. So skip that one.
Yeah. There's a lot of actually horror movies with a lot of strobes. So for people with seizure disorders or anything like that, you can't really watch them if you're light sensitive.
Well, it's weird that your husband picked it then.
It is. I blame him.
Quiet, you fool.
I didn't pick it.
All right. Well, it was an all right movie. It was my least favorite of the ones we watched.
Christmas horror movies have the same problem. Two things that don't go together very well are the saccharine season and evil stuff. It just doesn't mix because you're going to have to try to have that happy ending. And it's like, well, this isn't going to fit. Or I want to have the bloody Christmas stuff, but there always has to be, we have to use all the Christmas stuff. And it just doesn't, it never really worked great. What I liked about Better Watch Out is it didn't try to have the saccharine stuff. It was like, we're just going to set it at Christmas.
Well, yeah, I mean, it didn't have the saccharine Christmassy thing, but it had the whole mom hugging the son at the end and the family reunion type thing. That was bullshit.
Yes, under the
But
cover of the most darkness it could possibly have. It
fair.
may-
I don't know. I just hated
See, with
that kid.
With It's a Wonderful Knife, like I said, if the friend was still alive in the alternate reality, then there's a real stakes to it.
But she couldn't have been.
She could have been. What if her being alive is the reason that she, was where she was when this happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, okay, if you think further down the line, if she hadn't gone, then I can't remember the main character's name, but then the main character wouldn't have gone, which means Justin Long would have been free to murder.
Well, Justin Long was free to murder.
Right.
he
So
was only
it would have
really-
continued the story. Like
he was only
he wouldn't
killing-
have been killed.
But he was
He-
only killing the people that he needed to kill to gain power in the town, which
that was a lot of people.
which her friend is not a part of. So
Well, I don't know what business her friend owned or her friend's parents owned. I don't know if they established that.
they do because her grandfather's the first person killed, so that
Oh,
he could take
right.
over.
Hey, you pulled a Pete.
I did full of me.
Never go
But
full
that's
Pete.
why she had to die to begin with. So maybe Justin Long would have been wherever she was anyway. I think she had to die.
It's a very simple
for
fix.
the plot.
It's a very simple
not.
fix. You just have her brother. That's how he died, saving the friend.
But why would he have died? What would have been the use? Joe McHale was like the little sheepdog for Justin Long. Justin Long would never have gone after the brother.
But he did go after the brother because he died when she gets to the new reality because she wasn't there. Her brother had died. So that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. He
'Cause
would. He did.
Maybe he tried to save the friend or something.
This is a simple rewrite where the friend survives and then she has to die again.
Doesn't
Disagree.
seem simple.
All right. Do you want to go?
No,
we'll dive deep into it. We'll dive deep
it's
into it.
okay. It's
Nope.
okay to disagree
That's
on
not.
things.
It's not an opinion piece. It's here's what they should have done. They should have kept the
but
friend
I'm
alive.
finding holes. In,
That's not a hole.
It
Because you're
is a
rewriting
huge
it.
hole.
Because you're rewriting it.
I'm not rewriting it. You want to rewrite it and change the whole story.
If it wasn't a Christmas movie, here's how it would have gone. The thing that she lost in reality would have been saved if she hadn't been there, so there was a cost to return.
Why? What?
My point to
But-
begin this was
Wait.
that Christmas movies, because they have to have their happiness, wouldn't go this route. But the movie would be better with the route. If let's say you two, Pete dies,
Okay.
and then you wish you were never born, and then you get there,
Okay.
and Pete's alive, and then you kill yourself. I lost myself
But
in that.
see, that's
But-
the problem with your
You
rewrite.
get to the
Merry
new reality.
Christmas.
You get to the new reality, and somebody
Is
else.
this recording? It
Yeah.
sounds weird.
It does
Okay.
because you're not on the microphone.
I am on the I'm like on it. Him, look, he's so far away.
Well, he's lost. He's lost a long time ago. So,
Okay.
So Pete dies, and then
Fine.
you wish you were never born. And when that
Fine.
happens, you come back to town, and Pete's alive again.
Don't care.
but something else that you love has been killed instead. And then,
Cheese.
I mean, I don't want to get into it, but let's say a child. And then you need that
went
child
into
back.
It was cheese.
You need that child back. So you're like, I have to fix this. And you fix it, but it means you have to lose Pete again forever.
But that's
That's a
fine
better
either
story.
way.
It's a better story than everything's going to be fixed.
I just think your example sucks.
Take that. I agree with you, Brian.
Well, that's a rarity.
It's fine. We can disagree on it.
Okay.
You're so mad right now.
Because it fundamentally makes no sense that you think those stories not better.
I just don't.
You don't think it's better to...
I mean, if anything, that's more of a cliche Christmassy happy ending if nobody dies, or or if
In mine, somebody important has to die.
right, fine.
But she has to choose it.
But like she's okay. So how is that? I don't know. I've lost my thread. I just disagree.
Okay. Why?
General principle? I mean, look at you. I would disagree with you. We're saluting. I see.
Oh, because I don't think with the way you have it changed that the serial killer ever gets resolved. He stays alive.
He stays alive in this version,
Yeah, but she makes it so he doesn't.
which would happen in my version too, except it
Why?
would come at the
How?
cost of something that she would have to lose a second time.
But she wouldn't be in the situation over there where to kill him. It would have to be
We're
her
going to
friend.
pause while I write a 90-page screenplay. And then Kitty reads a 90-page screenplay. Because I know this is simple. And I know Kitty's smart. So I don't know how we're lost in this cul-de-sac. Because just imagine the friend that we like the chemistry for. We're just trying to save this friend.
Okay, you want to save it. Okay,
And
fine.
we want the movie with her in it.
Because you want the movie with her in it. So
Yes.
you're going to rewrite the entire movie so
Yes.
it makes sense for you, even though it doesn't make sense for the story.
I think it makes better sense for the story.
Why are you trying to rewrite the whole movie?
I think it
it's
makes-
like me trying to rewrite Better Watch Out.
I know.
So it's better.
I was going to say, why am I getting shit for it?
Kitty, you once told me the entire plot to the movie Skeleton Key,
It was a brilliant plot.
which was a made-up plot to a much better movie, I'll grant you, but it was not Skeleton Key. And you argued with me for 4 days that your version existed. And this was a remake that we were
It was
watching.
before we went and saw the movie. And then we watched the movie and we were sad because it's a bad movie.
That's what I heard. Kate Hudson.
Yep, that's the one.
I think this is the thing that got us on the one time where we had to explain to you the difference between story and screenplay.
There's no difference.
Exactly. Here we are. So
Let's go into
what I'm
this.
telling Kitty is a story, but it's not good enough, so I have to write a screenplay.
Right.
So
Get
be
me the
back.
screenplay and then I'll watch this movie again, covering my eyes during the stroby parts. And then I'll read your screenplay and then
Was
I'll
this-
have to watch the movie again and tear apart your screenplay.
Was the Stroby part just in the theater?
in the
the-
theater, and there was another one.
The theater was the long sequence, and there was another part that
The Justin Long sequence? No, Joel McHale was there. I watched that movie.
there were two killers, Kitty.
Joel McHale was good in it, not doing a comedy for a change.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, he was great for his role
I bought him
Yeah.
as the grieving dad. Not sure why he's murdering people still to this moment, but
because he's broken, and I guess he just does what. I mean, come on, Justin Long.
yeah, I guess
It's
Yeah.
the natural hierarchy.
I guess that's true.
I actually like the guy that played the brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. What was his name? Shit, it was a good
I
name.
don't know, but he played.
Buster Button.
It was
Yeah.
a good name.
Buster Keaton. That's what I'm going to go with. He
He
was.
played off the
Buck.
really ineffective Buck. Just dumbass brother really, really well. And the older brother, too, which usually the older brother is played as the most responsible one.
The main girl's name, who you don't remember, is Winnie.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
She was listed as Winnie in the credits too, so
Pete.
not a Winifred.
What's your daughter's name?
Fred?
What's your daughter's full name?
Fred Rex?
You're asking the wrong person.
I guess I am.
What? I know that.
Remember when?
my second-born child.
This is the Jimmy Fallon-esque.
Remember when my
naming.
former friend Tex, who became your friend Tex, who became your former friend Tex, who became Kitty's friend Tex, tried to call her Winnie when she was born?
I do. To be fair, I kept referring to his son Alexander as Xander for many years.
That's much better.
It never
I
caught
know.
on.
And my nephew's initials are ODO, so I was calling them Xander and Odo.
They're the oldest.
No one else caught on to it.
Kitty picked Die Hard.
Yes.
Kitty, what's the plot of Die Hard?
I don't know.
One that nobody at the table will try to rewrite.
No one's trying to rewrite Die Hard. You can't. It's a cop who's flying over to California to see his wife and kids. They're
Why isn't he with his wife and
separated
kids?
because they're separated because she had a really good job offer out in California and he refused to support her.
Yes. Because, again, he's
And then-
not a good guy.
Yeah, and then terrorists that are actually robbers and not really terrorists, but I guess they are terrorists, I think. And Argyle.
And that was Die Hard.
And that's Die Hard.
I think my sum up was the best sum up.
And Argyle. I think this is going to be called Christmas Spooktacular, ... and Argyle.
It's
Glad I can contribute that.
I like that
Pete
there
picked
was.
last week's title.
What was last week's title?
Oh, yeah.
After Thanksgiving mashed potato mashup.
That's right.
Yes. And he put that in as the title. You never listen to this podcast.
No, I don't listen to
You're
anything
absurd.
I say ever. Why would I start? I barely listen to what you guys say.
It explains a lot.
So what were you saying, Pete, about
I was
Argyle?
saying,
Who
I was
cares?
talking about Argyle. I never understood the debate that existed about it being a Christmas movie or not a Christmas movie. It was just a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people hate Joy.
That explains it. What did Joy ever do?
Almond Joy. She's nuts.
Got nuts.
Mounds don't, which, by the way,
Why? Mounds would be so much better if they had
Well,
almonds in it.
I'm
Like, I
just
don't know
saying
why you don't do dark
Mounds
chocolate
is the one that
with
would make me
almonds.
think of a nut.
Well, what always bothered me about this...
Mounds of nuts?
Well, yeah, right. Why would the Mounds have nothing?
What always bothered me about this discussion, and of course I'm talking about Almond Joy versus Mounds, is that the nut is not the defining quality of the two bars. It's the dark chocolate and the milk chocolate.
Right. So you should just have nuts in both.
Because dark chocolate is far superior to milk chocolate.
Exactly.
So there should be Mounds with nuts and sans nuts.
Sam's nuts.
Sans nuts.
This sounds like dangerous territory.
I just
All of a sudden,
no. Okay.
I don't want to
let's-
offend
let's-
anyone in the candy bar industry.
Let's can this up for a minute. So it was St. Nicholas Day on Wednesday,
I
which
didn't
we
know this was a
celebrate.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
where
it's a
Krampus
thing.
comes from. It's a Dutch holiday, and
Yeah.
apparently we're
Santa
Dutch.
Claus, the original home invader.
But we celebrate
I think he
it.
might be.
We hang stockings up, and then the kids get little treats in the stockings. And Pete gets something for me, and I always forget to buy him something. So I remembered on Tuesday or Monday, I'm like, I got to go get him something. So I walked around Rite Aid forever, and then I found a 3-pack of Planters peanuts. And why did I buy it? What did it say on it?
I don't know. It said like celebrate nuts or celebrate nut.
Nut the
Celebration
season
nut.
or something.
Not this season.
Nut this season. I think it did.
And that's what I saw. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is. I'm buying it, though, because I know Pete will appreciate it.
Well, I got Pete that badass pun earlier about Justin Long.
Yeah, that sucked.
It was a good one.
I liked it.
He-
I like Justin Long. I like puns about
Justin Long
Yeah.
is in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
He is. So is Kevin Smith.
That's how I professionally brought it back around to Die Hard.
No, it's not Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Die Harder.
It's Live Free and Die Hard.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yes.
All right.
Timothy Oliphant.
I
Yep.
like Timothy Oliphant.
Then there was another Die Hard where it was with somebody in Russia.
It was. And it was
Yeah,
his son. And there was a Die Hard on a plane, a Die Hard on a boat.
Die Hard on a train.
Die Hard in the Rain.
I do not like it on a
I do not like it with the plane. I do not like it with the train.
I didn't like any of those, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
But Die Hard itself is a masterpiece.
it is.
Every Christmas, Kitty puts it on, and we watch it. It's one of her rotation of Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Along with Better Watch Out.
No.
That's coming into the mix.
And the Bryan cut of It's a Wonderful Life. Release the Bryan cut.
We'll start a campaign for you.
It's really just the recording of us arguing about the plot.
first 20 minutes happen, and then you get 20 minutes of us arguing about the plot, and then the ending happens.
Well, then we move on to Die Hard.
Then we move on to Die Hard. Are we going to move on to Die Hard?
Doesn't feel
We're
like
in
it.
Die Hard.
So he's a bad husband.
I don't think he's bad.
He won't support his wife. He's let her take the children and move
Yeah,
across
but
the
now
country.
he's coming back, and let's figure out
Because
why.
you can't be a cop in California.
Clearly, you can. Have you met
He
Al?
said it. He's got a bunch of open cases he can't just walk away from. Because, he's Bruce Willising it up in there.
It's
Is he
a
a
case
detective?
backlot a mile long.
I've never been really clear. Yeah, he's Detective McClane. I've heard he's been a detective before. I think it's like the Lethal Weapon people. They go up in rank sometimes. And then he gets
Sometimes.
busted back down for his wild ways. That seems the John McClane route.
That does seem the John McClane.
Yeah.
So it's nebulous what his actual rank at any given time is.
I guess that's probably accurate. Like how Kirk was an admiral, but still just was like, I'm still flying the ship. And they were like, well, now you can't be an admiral. We got to be a captain. He's like, he's already flying this fucking ship. I guess that's.
I'm in charge of this whole ship.
Like how Obi-Wan Kenobi was a general and then he was a hobo. Like with those things.
Yeah.
That is, I thought hobo was higher than general. I respect them more.
They do ride the rails.
We have to back up. We didn't talk about the best boy / person, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, ooh, that was my other job. Would you believe
only
I lost the page again? I didn't. Joke's on you. All right. There were 2 best persons in this movie. There was Zane Klassen and Matt Fraccini.
Are you sure it's not Clausen?
No, it's Klassen.
Are you saying person because you're not sure if Zane's a boy or a girl?
No,
No,
in this movie, it's best person and
Instead
not
of
best
a best
boy.
boy, they want best person.
That was my other thing about the movie. It was like very hammering home the inclusivity.
Oh, it was. I believe it was. Was it written by a gay guy? It might have been.
I
can't remember. I remember reading it somewhere and then I couldn't remember.
But It's a Wonderful Life is not a subtle movie. I mean, it doesn't have the subtlety of, say, Better Watch Out.
Oh, okay, which is why you think they were just hammering that in.
It's very much like the original.
Yeah. All right.
Never saw it.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
I just know the Jimmy Stewart impressions. I'd rope the moon for you, Donna Reed. I think that's what he says.
I like Harvey. That's a good one. I
Never
haven't
saw
seen
that
it.
either.
That's a good one. I'm going to watch that again.
I think I might have never seen a Jimmy Stewart movie.
Are we? Oh, did I miss anything? You guys going back to Die Hard or?
Can't go back to something we never started. Feel free to begin the discussion on Die Hard. Why did you pick Die Hard?
What? But I already gave my synopsis.
And Argyle.
And
Argyle.
What?
Yeah, you're not going to cut that part out.
No, of course not.
Argyle is where it's at.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the bit. John McClane.
I'm not giving
Young
you
Bruce
another
Willis
synopsis.
is so much fun.
Well,
He is.
I stated that he's a bad husband.
Okay, yeah.
And you disagreed with that, even though he's literally living on the other side of the country, not seeing his children and fighting with his wife about everything.
Yeah, well, I changed my mind.
Kitty, what's a behind the scenes fact you know about this movie?
If she listens to this podcast, I've heard it multiple times, so I think I know it too.
Hans Gruber did not know that he was being thrown off Nakatomi Plaza when they were doing the stunt for it. He thought they were going to warn him, and they just pushed him. So the terror on his face is real.
So he's not that good an actor, is what you're saying. You're besmirching the late, great Alan Rickman.
I'm not. He was brilliant in the rest of the movie, but I think that they fucked with him, and that was funny.
This was his first major role. I love the guy. I think he's made a lot of fun movies. He's never better than this. Like, he hit the grand slam the first time out. It's the most memorable thing. I know he did Harry Potter. I don't care.
I was going to say Harry Potter.
I don't care.
He did Rasputin in that
I've seen him in
HBO
Harry
movie.
Potter. He's not as good at Harry Potter as he is in Die Hard.
I loved him in Die Hard, so I can't
It's impossible
argue.
to top.
Did you ever see him in Rasputin?
Yes.
2 monks, naked as nature, one behind the other.
Pete, tell us the cutscene in Die Hard that you looked up and you noticed. Oh, you forgot, didn't
No,
you?
this was the one. Oh, damn it, the one thing where people argue online. How did Bruce Willis know that Hans Gruber was Hans Gruber and not the American?
Right.
Not Bill
Right.
Clay.
Not right. How did he know? Apparently, there was a scene at the beginning where he says, with all of his crew, synchronize your watches,
He still says that.
and they all have the same watch on. And as Bruce Willis murders people, rightfully so, he notices their watches, and so then when he hands the cigarette to Alan Rickman, he sees the watch, and then he knows. But then they cut it out for, I think, the ambulance in the basement wasn't there, and it was too obvious.
No, you don't need it. You just assume that this guy would be an idiot to give anybody he just happens to run into in the middle of a terrorist situation a gun.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to not do.
Also with an accent that goes in and out.
Bill Clay. I love it.
Oh my God. Don't kill me.
That's a better Jimmy Stewart than I did.
Hey, it's me, Jimmy Stewart.
I like
That's Mario.
that he takes offense for everything that happens in the whole movie, all of his problems. The thing that really offends him is when she doesn't pay enough reverence to what a good thief he is. I'm an excellent thief. It's my favorite thing.
Did you just hit the button?
No.
To say I'm an excellent thief?
That's how good your impression was. You fooled her.
That's my Jimmy Stewart.
Oh. Aw.
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 Eh.
Anyway,
Argyle.
Argyle.
Anyway, also Argyle.
Argyle. And Argyle.
And Argyle.
Yes. I don't know what there is to say because this movie is just great. And if you haven't seen it, go see it.
If you were,
And we all saw it.
I mean, if you're John McClane, you're kind of a terrible person, so you would never think of it. But I don't know. You're just going to make your limo driver that you didn't even want. You know, they have to send him the big limo because his wife's got to show off. This is why he's got to get back in the kitchen, in his opinion. Well, we've talked about the ending of the movie before. That is literally what the movie's saying. You make him just sit in the garage the whole time. Like, just come up to the party.
Well, he didn't. He thought he was going home with his wife, and then he was just going to call him if he.
Yeah.
I know, but he's going to sit for hours. Just the thing. Just come on up.
What else is Argyle doing?
Well, he has to be there to have his big Argyle moment.
Yeah. He's got to be in the garage. And he didn't give a shit.
What do you want to kill him too? Like
I
the
think there
person
was-
in It's a Wonderful Knife?
I think there was champagne in that limo. He was just sitting there having fun with the bear, drinking,
The
talking to
Waiting
his
to
girlfriend.
drive later.
The ending
Yeah.
of the movie we've discussed on this podcast before is the symbol of her handcuffed to her work being uncuffed so that she can come back to her family life that she left. That's what I never really got about the end meaning of that moment there. He's the one who's being the dickhead.
I think you're reading too much into that.
I don't believe I am. They make
She's
a big
letting
deal out
go
that
of
watch.
like some commercial stupid gift that she was given to
She's
her
being
boss.
unshackled from her career to come back to the family.
Well,
Right. So if it was a man almost falling out the window, would you say he's being unshackled from his career
If the
so he
movie-
could go back to his family?
If the movie opened with Ellis literally saying, "Show him that awesome watch that is the representation of the job that you've done," yes, I would.
No,
Because
like
that is how
Ellis
scripts
was
work.
like, and it's a given that Ellis is just a giant tool bag. It's nothing to talk about Mr.
I am going to defend Ellis. I'm going to
Nakayomi
defend Ellis.
Kawasaki.
Nakatomi.
Don't defend Ellis.
I'm
He's
gonna
like a
defend Ellis.
cocaine
I think
snorting
I know-
psychopath.
I
who's-
think I know where you're going with this defense, and I'm going to say I agree
Takagi.
with you.
It's Takagi. Is their boss?
God bless you.
Yes, it's Takagi.
Takagi, who was a really good guy and
Sure.
didn't deserve to die. And he
But
was
he
a
did.
family man. He didn't
Moving
care
on
if
to
she
Ellis.
went. Ellis is a tool bag.
I'm going to defend Ellis.
I'm happy he dies.
Literal gun to his head. He does not give up the actual information that will hurt Holly.
It was a lot of information that he gave up.
But he does not the one that tells who John McClane is. He says, "I brought you to the party. You're my old friend." He's trying to actually go in there and solve the problem the way that he knows how to close a business decision. He's not giving up the person that you would assume a character like this would be like, "Oh, I'll tell you everything." He does not do that.
Shockingly noble.
Shockingly noble death.
I
No,
agree.
because he thinks he's smarter than the room.
And he paid the price.
It's not a smart death. He thinks he's smarter than the room, and he can be trickier than everyone else. It's just an egotistical death
Right.
that he brought on himself.
100% disagree. He's trying to do it to stop this from happening. He's trying to get the people out of there, and he's doing it with
Right.
the tactics he knows. It's no different than what John McClane's doing, except he's not trying to kill anybody to do it. He's trying to save
And that's
lives.
why he failed.
It is. And what did it cost them? It just cost him. It was a personal sacrifice in an attempt to use his skill set. And he didn't do the evil thing you would expect a guy looks like that doing cocaine all movie to do. So I think Ellis has been misunderstood. The villain is the reporter that goes to their
Yes.
house and exploits their children.
Yes,
That's a villain.
100%.
Yeah, he
Agree.
later goes on to let all the ghosts out of the Ghostbusters house.
That's true.
He is
And
a
has
true
no dick.
villain.
That's what I heard.
He has no dick. He's going to be the next Ghostbusters too.
I never saw the first one, the relaunch.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah, I never saw it.
He's going to be in the one coming out next
Is he
year.
going to let the ghosts out again?
He has to.
Is he going to record Bruce Willis doing stuff?
I hope he's the mayor.
Wait, who are we talking
Justin
about?
Long.
Oh, the reporter.
Peck.
Yeah,
That's right. I couldn't remember his
I
name.
took a quick nap while you guys were talking about Ghostbusters.
What's the reporter's name? The reporter's name is
Peck.
Thornburg. Greta Thornburg?
I think so.
Yes.
That's Thornburg. And then there's Agent Johnson and Special Agent
I
Johnson.
was just about to bring up
Johnson
the
and Johnson.
Johnsons.
No relation.
That's
Yeah.
the funniest little bit they got going.
Oh my God. The funniest bit was when he's like, just like Saigon, and the other Johnson, what does the other Johnson say?
Johnson. I don't know. I don't remember that part.
He says something like, I was in diapers, asshole.
That's Robert
Like-
Davi is one of them.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who the other one is.
I don't know who either of them is, so
There
you
go.
win.
There you go. I won 1-0.
Damn.
Anything on L. Powell?
I love Al.
I laugh because I don't know. Watching it today for the first time in a while. Well, yeah, for the first time ever, when I watched it this morning, I'm just saying, I don't know, teaching cops who shoot kids how to shoot again is not a great ending.
It was always weird to me that the heroic moment was he was able to shoot somebody. Now,
Right.
in this scenario, thumbs up.
Yeah.
To give him the courage to get back off the desk when he's already accidentally murdered a child, I don't know that it's the right thing, but to give him closure and peace on it, okay.
Yeah, and I guess
But
it's
maybe
accurate.
he's never gonna like go back.
Yeah, maybe not. It doesn't seem like he's fit for duty anymore.
Yeah. When he
But
got
at least
the
we know he can
snacks.
kill again.
Yes, at least we know we can kill again. That was Carl he kills, who was the surprise that he's still alive.
And then he becomes Carl Winslow.
Yes, but not with a K.
It's all brought back around.
He was also a cop in Ghostbusters.
Yes, he was.
Yes, it's the
Which Ghostbusters?
original. Mm-hmm. When they're in jail, before they talk to the mayor, before he says Peck has no dick, one of the cops that's outside.
Nope. Are these shared universes?
It's the Family
It
Matters
might be.
shared universe.
It sure seems like it is.
The Urkelverse.
When he's getting the snacks.
Twinkies.
Well, was it all Twinkies?
He loves Twinkies.
Okay. Anyway, when he's getting the snacks, do you think some of them are for his wife or are they all for him?
I believe that he mentions in that scene that his wife's pregnant, so I'm going to assume that one of them is for him, and he's like, and one for me.
Well, and 6 for me.
Because he seems like a loving husband,
Yeah.
unlike other people, you know? He
gets
away with-
better.
When? Who?
John McClane, he gets better.
When?
Oh.
When he has the big apology.
When he shows up
Carl.
at the end with the gun strapped to his back,
No.
and she's like, Jesus Christ. And it's like, I understand the mistake. It was just John McClane, but
No, when he's
That's
like
when-
up there talking to Carl over the walkie-talkies / Al, and he's like, I just want her to know that I'm sorry.
In 4
and
more movies, did he ever say this to her?
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
I seem
But
to,
I'm still saying he gets better.
I seem to remember him leaving a lot of messages on machines to her, saying these things, but never to her.
And then he sees her in person, and they immediately start fighting about nothing.
Well, I mean, maybe he's
Well,
not
no,
good
they-
at expressing his true emotions.
They fight about the fact that she's
One-on-one.
using her maiden name, even though they're still married, which is a weird thing because I don't even know whose side to take on that, because it technically isn't her legal name, but I think it just wants to tie further into this is who you are at work, this is who you are at home, so you got to come home.
Yeah.
What year
well,
did this-
I don't know.
This was 1988.
Yeah, that wasn't really acceptable to then. If she legally changed her name though to McLean, then there's all kinds of fraud happening, right? Because she
No,
would
I
have
think you
signed
can-
her paperwork for work to get her payroll as Holly Gennaro as opposed to Holly McLean. So it's a problem.
So you're saying she's one of the terrorists.
She is a terrorist.
I think his
thief.
relationship.
She could
with-
be causing tax fraud. Just go back to McLean, and there's no Holly Gennaro
No
anymore.
wonder he can't close these cases. He keeps investigating this Holly Gennaro woman. And guess what? He catches her in the end.
I don't know. I think in that last movie where he was in Russia with this kid, she's not even brought up.
She's not in.
She might be dead.
Well, his relationship with her is nebulous, like his rank in any particular movie.
Well,
Yeah,
she's only in the
Rocky.
first 2 movies. They're only together in the first 2 movies. They're separated by the 3rd movie again.
Yeah.
And then you just never hear about her again after that.
She looks like my mom in this movie.
Bonnie Bedelia.
Yeah, because okay, my mom kind of used to have hair like hers in the movie,
She's completely bald now.
but it was like that permed hair look, and she also had an orange like blouse that looks like Holly Gennaro's blouse, and I'm like, "Ah, she looks like my mom every time I watch it.
Is she not put together? Her name is Kitty Bedelia.
Amelia Bedelia.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Never heard that one before.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, where were we?
Of the 3 movies, this was clearly my favorite. I
Yeah.
wasn't just joshing with you guys at the beginning. It's an awesome movie.
We didn't think you were joshing.
Where did that come from?
Joshing?
Yeah. Was there just like a town where one dude named Josh was like hilarious?
Yes. I looked it
And then
up.
like a second person told a joke once and they're like, are you joshing me?
I can't think of a funny Josh. I've been struggling here.
I can
for a
only
minute.
think of Thanos. That's the only
Josh
Josh I know.
Brolin?
It's the only-
Rolling with Brolin?
I don't know a second
Josh
Josh.
Allen?
Who?
Josh Allen?
A quarterback for the Buffalo Bills,
Yes.
Josh Allen? Or Josh Allen, the defensive
What
tackle
is he,
for the
second to
Jacksonville
only
Jaguars?
Patrick Mahomes this year?
Sam
I know.
tells me all of these football facts all of the time.
Jacksonville Jaguars defensive end Josh Allen. That's the one I know. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, you and my 10-year-old.
Did you know
7-year-old.
he was drafted the year after Josh Allen, and the Bills had bought a website that said, there was a website called We Drafted Josh Allen, and they bought the domain to it because Allen famously, before he was drafted, had some of the worst tape you'd ever see in a draft pick, and there was a lot of debate about whether he would just be a complete failure. And I think this at one point was called a parody of an NFL quarterback prospect because he looks good in shorts, he's huge, big hands, can't do anything, and then he gets the NFL and he's fucking great.
That sounds like your type.
The next year, the Josh Allen was going to go around the same spot, and there was a decent chance we were going to draft him. He went before we picked him, but they had actually bought the domain name We Drafted Josh Allen Again.com, and they didn't get it.
That would have been too confusing on the team. Like, what are you going to do?
Who are you going to call?
Do you think one of them's an evil Josh Allen?
E-Man. Is there a good or an evil one?
Yeah. Wait,
Is that how names work?
I think so.
Yeah, it
there
has
could be
to be.
only one.
There's another Kitty Umhauer, but she died in 1938.
Are these Highlanders?
I think they all are.
I'm a Highlander.
Well, I think that Josh Allen, the Jaguars player, is 3-0 against Josh Allen, I think it's 2-1 maybe. Yeah, it's not going great.
Uh-oh.
We
For
don't beat
us.
that team well. Anywho.
Hard.
And Argyle.
And Argyle.
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 What
I'd
has
be a
Argyle
pirate.
done aside from Die Hard?
Oh, he's still sitting in a sub basement somewhere waiting to drive away.
Cuddling with
Talking
the teddy
on
bear.
that car
talking
phone the size of a shoebox. Which, I finally figured out watching it this time why they pretended to be terrorists, which is something I guess I never caught the 8,000 other times. Although, now that I think about it, I did catch it. In fact, I think I catch it every time I watch this movie and then forget about it promptly. But it's the fact they had to be terrorists because the response is to shut off the power so they can open the seventh lock on the vault. I forget that every time I watch this movie.
Every crew's got one. Just a guy that's like doesn't get the plan. Yep. But to be fair,
To be fair, it was the tech guy in the movie
Theo.
that actually did, Theo, who didn't realize that either.
Theo is the one that they just don't clue into how they're going to get into that seventh thing in the first place, which is a weird choice.
Yeah.
And then he gets taken up by Argyle.
Yes.
So, interesting arc for Theo.
I like the actor who played Theo.
He has passed away.
Oh,
Not to bring it down.
you did.
But you have a boner for death this episode. Merry Christmas.
What was my other one?
You wanted to kill up, make sure that there was a choice that she had to suffer in It's a Wonderful Knife.
That's not a real person.
Yeah, it is.
No. Yeah, she was good in that movie, though. How do you see the dailies and go, let's just excise this character from the movie?
And maybe that's why the end was so sad for me, because they made her stay dead. And I'm like, oh, even though you get stuff back, it's not quite as happy because she's not there.
So, Die Hard, 2 thumbs up. How many bananas, Pete?
Oh, boy, that's tough because
All of them.
it's had lots of years to just keep adding bananas to that pile. It's
And
a
you
lot
have
of
to watch it every Christmas.
It's a lot of bananas.
A lot of bananas.
It's
and then, how many bananas for It's a Wonderful Knife?
Justin Long gets a banana. The rest of the movie gets...
Joel McHale?
eh,
Have a banana?
he can have a banana. He was all right. It was a Justin Long vehicle. The rest, I give it a potato.
2 bananas and potato.
2 bananas and a potato.
And what the fuck else do we watch? Better watch out.
Better watch out. I'm going to give a surprise emoji face because I did not expect that movie.
Wow. Kitty gives it a poop emoji.
Yes.
And Die Hard gets 5 stars. And It's
No,
a
it gets
Wonderful
all
Knife
the stars.
Gets a hands over your eyes so you don't have an epilepsy seizure.
That's right.
It's a good rating system.
The first 2 movies, they get rewrites.
Die Hard, 5 stars. It's a Wonderful Knife. A Gentleman's 3.
There's
To be
nothing wrong.
polite.
It's a very workmanlike
It is what it is. So there's nothing offensive about it. There's no moments where I'm like, this is terrible. It's like it's at its best, it's good. At its worst, it's all right. It's a classic Pete. It's all right. That's as bad as it gets. It's all right. Even the frustrating things are like, it's annoying, but it's not like I hate it. And you get Justin Long every 5 minutes or so to come along and with that smile on his face, and he's so
Smarmy.
It can only be so bad because Justin Long is like into this role.
He is creeper, that guy.
Yes, and he's a very
Creeping his way
specific
in.
kind of creeper in this one, like one that wins governorship in Texas. Like That's the kind of creeper he is.
There is. And that invasion of personal space all over the place. He always wants to hug up on people.
A definite junior senator from Alabama who's never set foot in the state. That
Yep.
is what he is. And Better Watch Out, I give it 4 stars because I think it's great.
All right.
That was Christmas.
Now, the best Christmas horror movies of all time, because we want to get a little of that in, Gremlins,
Yes.
number 1.
Is up there.
There's no, I don't know I know what the second one would be, but it's not as close to Gremlins as, like,
Well,
to worth conversation.
I like the Bill Murray Scrooged.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I like the...
Good horror movie.
National Lampoon.
That
There
at
is.
the end
I
of
know
the
there's
future,
horror.
I think
That's
he's
not
creepy
a horror
as
movie.
shit.
I'm sorry.
But it's not even close to Gremlins either way.
No.
And, like, Black Christmas is the other great Christmas horror movie, but it's not
Violent
as great
Night.
as Gremlins. It's not a horror movie.
It is a horror movie.
Because Santa's a home invader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we established
Santa's
that.
a home invader. People get killed in weird, horrible ways.
Well, people get killed in a lot of movies that aren't horror movies.
Well, but in Better
What?
Watch
I don't
Out, it's a
believe
horror
you.
movie.
There's
Which
people...
one?
Better Watch Out is a horror movie, and people get killed in weird, crazy ways. So,
Sure.
sure.
But, like, John Wick's not a horror movie, and they died in crazy
Yeah, it
ways.
is.
That's true.
That's like
Well,
so many laws broken.
We've actually discussed this before. It is a horror movie from the perspective of the Russians.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why he's called the Boogeyman. It's just
Yes.
not from our perspective. So it's actually kind of an interesting movie. The
I think
movie's-
it's a horror movie for anyone who has ever killed a dog.
Yeah. The movie Sisu came out last year, and it was a similar thing where it uses a lot of horror
Wait,
techniques
that's Raya and the Last Dragon?
with.
That was her name in Raya, and Sisu was the dragon.
Well, it uses a lot of horror techniques for gore and stuff when people get blown up by mines and just the crazy massacres. But it's only a horror movie from the Germans' perspective because this Finnish guy is coming and they stole his gold and he's like, well, got to murder all of you now.
Is
And
it the leprechaun?
it's pretty great. Little Finnish guy, yep. Leprechauns. They're
Famously
primary
little.
feature, famously Finnish.
Right.
I saw a Christmas horror movie starring Martin Starr,
Ooh.
who I enjoy.
Who's that?
Party Downs, Martin Starr.
Ugh.
And it's set in Norway, which is, as far as my understanding goes, basically Finland.
Basically Finnish.
You're
Yeah.
right. I've looked at maps.
I know they're in the same things. I think they call them the Netherlands.
No,
And-
that's what you call your down below parts.
It was a little bit Christmas horror and a little bit little creature horror because there's gnomes in the bar, or barn elves
Barn elves, you say.
that run amok. And it was pretty good.
Not barn
Amok,
owls.
amok, amok,
A
amok.
Gentleman's Three. That is Hocus Pocus, which I've never seen.
I've still never seen all of it.
You've
and
seen it.
Not all the way through.
Oh,
And
he doesn't like it.
we now have the 3 witches from Hocus Pocus in our front yard as an inflatable for
You
Halloween.
don't like Hocus Pocus. You are not a 12-year-old girl.
I missed it.
And you've
when
never
I
been a
was.
12-year-old girl.
No, but when I think I was too old when that one came out.
Possibly. I always liked it.
Do you remember Witch Mountain, Escape to Witch Mountain, the originals?
Oh, with Disney ones?
Yeah. And they had a bunch of like The Watcher in the Woods, and they had these really weird, creepy movies that they just passed.
Disney
Well,
had some
didn't they do
creepy
The
shit.
Witches too, which was
The
Witch-
Angelica
very
Houston
creepy.
Witches?
I
Yeah.
don't remember that one.
I think it just got remade with Anne
It did.
Hathaway like a year ago.
I still
Eh.
don't remember it.
Skip it.
Kitty disapproves.
That was
I don't like remakes. I don't like part twos of movies from my childhood. I don't need them.
that can't be true. There's got to be some things you like.
A part two of?
Yeah.
Gremlins.
Yes.
Well, that, yeah. But that
Don't
was made
overthink
out.
it.
It was made up. Like it came out
they're almost all made up.
for the most part.
I mean,
That live action better watch out, man.
that was made up.
Yeah.
I think the what you're thinking of is documentaries,
No,
which I
No.
don't like.
you're wrong. Anyway, we did see Snoop Dogg narrating the Nature Channel recently. It was really good. Highly recommend.
There's one with him and Kevin Hart where they narrate the Olympics. They do like Olympic coverage wrap up. It's pretty solid.
Sounds pretty good.
It is.
I encourage you all to follow Snoop Dogg on Instagram
I don't know what
or
that
Facebook
means.
or wherever you get content.
Wherever you can find Snoop Dogg. Kelvin Brodus was his name,
E-I-E-I-O.
as far as I know.
Noop Lion for a minute.
I remember him from such rap videos as "Fuck with Dre Day."
I remember him from Ain't Nothing But a G Thing.
Ooh, I remember him from
Martha Stewart.
from yes.
He has a cookbook too.
I remember him from commercials with Andy Samberg on the beach
I remember those commercials as well.
They're Corona commercials,
and
right?
the Super Bowl halftime show that one time.
Oh
And
yeah.
he had a reality show where they followed his football teams because he sponsored like the whole city's
The kids
football
went,
teams.
I think there's actually a movie now.
Andy was in Starsky and Hutch.
Was he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. Back in the 70s or the remake with
Oh.
Ben Stiller?
He was in Pitch Perfect.
Part 2.
Right, too.
Oh, you like part twos now?
Oh,
big
but
smile on her
that
face.
was an adult movie, like as a
Oh,
as
I see.
an
You don't
adult.
like
like from my childhood.
Like a remake, a relaunch of some
a
sort.
remake or a
Yeah.
legacy sequel.
Yes. Don't
You like
those.
Scream 2022?
Did I watch it?
Yeah.
That was the one you watched with me. Which had our boy Richie, who turned out not to kill anybody.
I was just thinking about how I kind of don't disagree because I'm not a big fan when they remake movies or something, even legacy sequels. But then I just thought, like, I fucking love Godzilla -1, and I know it's not the same thing as a remake, but it is a retelling of the like an origin story of Godzilla. And I'm like, that's like the fucking best movie.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I still don't like them. But
So here's where we are.
But it's
Japan, you're allowed to do it. Everyone else, stop.
fuck off.
Yes.
Well, it's like all the live actions. Like you can't make a live action Lion King.
Oh, the Disney
That
thing.
doesn't make sense.
They did. It made $1 billion.
It doesn't make sense. There's
We-
no live action.
Back-
You're not following lions around that talk
She's
because that's not a
heated.
thing. Am I getting crazy eyes?
A little bit.
Okay, I'm done.
Just thinking about how I'm looking at a poster with a talking raccoon in a tree.
That's fine. It's not a remake of anything.
No, well,
Or
it
part
is of a
two.
comic book.
That's
And they did make a
fine.
part 2.
I didn't like that part too.
They made a part 3.
I don't think we've seen it. Did we see it?
No,
And they were
Okay.
in Avengers movies.
they were.
Some of those were good.
Some of them were good. And Star Wars.
And Star Wars.
And Argyle.
And
And Argyle.
All right, any final thoughts on what basically just ended up being a Die Hard episode?
next year, I think I'm going to pick a Christmas movie that I like, and then I'll make you guys watch it.
What will it be?
Does such an animal exist?
I don't know. I already told you I like Scrooge, so we might be watching Scrooge next year.
Okay. Kitty's going to watch Die Hard too.
No, I just like Die Hard 1.
Yeah.
I don't like follow-up movies.
I like Die Hard 3.
I like Die Hard
remember
3 is
it.
the second best one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then I guess it would be 2, and then I do like Timothy Olyphant when he fights the plane with the truck
And he wins.
and he wins. That's fantastic.
Because I guess trucks are better.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is the one where John McClane, still having relationship problems, teams up with Nick Fury
And they have
you know-
hijinks.
to take out Ozymandias from the HBO's Watchmen.
That
It
is
did
correct.
make me a little sad to watch Die Hard because Bruce Willis is not doing well. And I feel really bad about that.
Well, you can save your pity because he doesn't understand that you have it.
That takes over as the new worst thing you've ever said.
That's not even close to true. What was the last worst thing I ever said?
I don't remember.
Just the general background of
There's just a lot of worse things you've ever said.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Most of them don't make it onto mic, which is amazing.
Well, shocking.
It is. I never have the problems with having to edit that out of these things.
no.
So we're
Okay.
going to do, this is going to be an annual tradition. And that means that Kitty will now spend the next 12 months going back and forth on what movie she's going to do.
No, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's not a movie. That's a TV special.
Yeah.
Is that the special?
We should just do TV specials.
We should do horror movies.
What?
Because I already see this is heading down a 2-1 against me next time.
Kiss Bang Bang. That's a Christmas
a good
movie I
movie.
like.
Well, then I'm going to pick, if you didn't think Better Watch Out was good, wait till you see what I come up with next time. I got Frankenstein Santas. I got werewolf Santas. I got animatronic Santas. I could find all manner of really, actually, I kind of liked all those movies.
I'm fine with that. We'll watch Gremlins too.
That's not a Christmas movie. That's the
Isn't
one
it?
rule.
I thought
What?
it was.
Is it? Maybe
Gremlins
it
1
is.
is.
No, Gremlins 2 is in the middle of summer.
Oh, that's right.
Are we sure?
No, but I'm going to go with it.
While we were watching it, we tried to figure it out. And Kitty claimed there was a Christmas tree, and I had no reason to not believe her. Because I
I
haven't gone
swear
back
there
to
was a
check.
Christmas tree, but it might have been like in a storage room.
It's possible. I don't know when it's set.
Well, I'm going with summer. I'm going to go with July 23rd, in fact.
If you say it more authoritatively, then people might believe you.
It was summer?
Amanda's here.
What was that?
What's that?
Pete's not allowed to partake in this.
What?
Pete can't whisper.
Oh, we should do a whole podcast like this.
We should do one where we just mock Pete's way of whispering. I whisper like this. I whisper like this. I'm my dad whispering. Anyway.
Who's gonna do that?
There's only so many ways to take the mocking. So next week we have the Exorcist watch along
Argyle.
and Argyle. And the next week after that, there should be a top 10 of the year and the Scare Value Awards and Argyle. And then in January, the one we've all been waiting for, we got to get another person to do it with, because Pete's vote's going to just be worthless. The Nicolas Cage face-off Annie bracket.
I don't want to watch that many Nicolas Cage
You don't have to.
movies.
You can just assume
Okay.
from what the brief thing, which is the most Nicolas Cage of the Nicolas Cages. The problem is that Pete's going to pick a draw every time. And knowing that, we have to have another person on. But I only have the 3 mics. So I don't want it to be Ken because it's hard to... No,
He agreed that we do not make strong podcasts when it's the 4 of us.
it's true. And I just don't want to get yelled at anymore. So I don't know what we're going to do, how we're going to find a 4th person to call in because Pete's just useless. He's going to pick a draw on every single one. And if we don't agree, if we do agree on the one, we're fine. But if we don't, we're just stuck forever in limbo.
That's true. My mom offered to be on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To talk about Nicolas Cage?
No.
That she doesn't understand the podcast.
No, her idea for... No, her idea of having an episode focused on how old people are portrayed in horror movies.
And I think they're portrayed wonderfully.
I think they're
Sometimes.
portrayed as monsters.
Usually portrayed by 30 to 45-year-olds.
That's one of the points you would bring up if we were to do that podcast.
But it's only in the 70s and 80s when 30 to 45-year-olds looked like they were 70.
Yeah, not
Right.
like now where we all look cool and young.
It's maybe not the right person to make this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of... His beard is white.
Christmas white. What's wrong with that? He's so youthful.
He's getting ready to be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Nobody asked him to. He's just getting ready. All right.
He is very... I took a picture of the very little hair he has on top of his head, and he was
I'm so glad
pretty
you said
shocked.
top of his head.
I wish there was less hair down there.
Down below, I'm still full suit, man.
Hey, if she ever gives you crap about that, you just unclasp her wristwatch and show her who's
I'll
boss
learn my
around here.
lesson. I don't wear a wristwatch.
Sure.
I already learned my lesson.
Anyway, so Exorcist, Scare Value Awards, Nick Cage face-off Annie bracket.
I have to mentally
Winner,
prepare for
Nick
that.
Cage, and all of you.
You're going to have to get some new sound clips of Nick Cage on there.
I saw her in the hallway.
That was Ewan McGregor, but he's very excited. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to invite another person. We can just have everyone's favorite Kihei Kwan do the picks in that episode. No, we're not for that. We don't think that. He's right outside. I can go get him.
You can have a gremlin do it.
I think he might be a special presenter on the Scare Value Awards.
Ooh.
We'll have to wait and see.
Ooh, we're getting in the big names
We'll
now.
have to see if he's there to present some or all the awards, depending on how my training goes.
It's not going to go well.
All right.
All
Is
right,
that
wrap it up.
That's it.
Plugs.
I don't
Plugs.
have anything to plug. Go to scarevalue.com. It's nothing like this.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Plugs, you get power from them.
Hair plugs.
Oh yeah, she was talking about your bald head.
Oh.
That's what a clip I should have. Or I should have when Sam just got on. He's like, he's bald.
That would be a great clip.
You just play that over and over.
Now we're just rambling.
We've been rambling for an hour and 11 minutes. According to
really?
this. Although once I cut out your pee break, it'll only be 45 minutes long.
My pee break wasn't that long.
It is after I cut this down.
Were you frying bacon up there?
Yes, always. Right in the toilet.
What it sounded like.
Toilet bacon.
Toilet bacon.
Oh, now I got to call it and Argyle in parentheses.
And
toilet bacon.
Argyle.
So this was the Christmas Spooktacular ... and Argyle open parentheses toilet bacon close parentheses. See you next Christmas.
Bye-bye.